we're bringing to the light. From maps to mods, to the rigs we drive, we're talking to the folks who keep this farm life alive. It's Farm Sim Talk with BDD. Come pull up a chair and ride along with me. Stories from the makers, the builders of the scene. Farm Sim Talk, where we live the farming dream. He's got questions rolling like a big John Deere, digging deep with modders so their voices we can hear. From giants of the code to the artists painting skies, he's shining up their stories like a brand new combine. It's Farm Sim Talk with BDD. Come pull up a chair and ride along with me. Stories from the makers, the builders of the scene. Farm Sim Talk, where we live the farming dream. From tractors to textures, from silos to sounds, there's a whole crew of heroes making this world go round. So tune in and find out who's behind the screen. Farm Sim Talk's the place to see what farming really means. It's Farm Sim Talk with BDD. Come pull up a chair and ride along with me. Stories from the makers, the builders of the scene. Farm Sim Talk, where we live the farming dream.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is Farm Sim Talk, a show where we get to talk about all sorts of stuff with other creators here in the world of Farm Sim. Thank you for joining me here tonight. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I am joined here tonight by Ghostboy. Ghostboy, how are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Now, before we get started here, I want to give a big shout out to all the people out there right now. I see Dust Bunny, I see Pippa and Jody, and let's see, we got Ken and Brady, Ultra Productions. Thank you all so much. Old Gamers, Lane and Wayne, Taco DeGroot, Why Not Gaming. Again, thank you all so much for coming out and hanging out with us here tonight. So let's go ahead and get started with our introductions. So before we get too deep into this, Ghostboy, do you want to tell everybody where they can find you?
You can find me at Ghost Tech Gaming on YouTube, and it is Ghost Tech. My Discord is in my about page of my YouTube, so you can get me a hold of me in there. So most of this, but that's two of the places. You also can get me on the Bullock Experience on YouTube. That is my fishing side. So you can get a hold of me there on that side.
Excellent, excellent. Do you want to give any shout outs before we get going?
Shout out to everybody, Dust Bunny, Mr. Why Not, the Old Gamers, Lane and Wayne. They've all been awesome people to hang out and play with, definitely. So, and shout out to you for having me on.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, and big shout out to all of them. They are absolutely great, wonderful people. Have been a lot of help in so many different ways. So thank you all so very much. Do you want to go ahead and give yourself kind of a brief introduction of what it is that you do here within the world of Farm Sim?
Yeah. In the farm simming community, I am more of just a helper multiplayer person. I like to multiplayer with a lot of people more than I am just doing a series or whatever by myself. Um, I put out a couple little farm builds and stuff like that, but other than that, I do a lot of the multiplayer with like Old Gamers Lane Wayne, Prehistoric Farmer, with Dust Bunny, a few of the others. But that's basically what I do in the farming side.
Gotcha.
When it comes to the actual gaming part, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so let's go ahead and start with our first segment here. It is called Digging Up Dirt. This is a segment where we get to know who you are a little bit more personally. So, first off, is content creation your full time job, or do you have a job outside of that?
I have a full time job outside. This is just a fun thing I like to do. So yes, I do have a full time job. I am a uh, business owner operator. I own my own business.
Gotcha. And what kind of hobbies do you have? Do you, besides playing on Farm Sim, do you like to do hiking? You mentioned fishing earlier. Watch any
Yes.
sports, things like that?
Sports wise, not really anymore. But fishing is my other passion I like to do. I've been doing it for since I was a kid. So growing up, so it's something that it's dear to my heart. I'll probably fish until I die. Just something I enjoy.
I gotcha. So, what kind of fishing do you prefer? Do you prefer to go out lake fishing, ocean fishing?
Am a creek fisher, so I like to wade in the middle of the creek and fish. So I am one of the few, if not maybe one of the only ones that do a live stream while doing that. So
Okay. So, are you just like fly fishing, or what kind of luring are
just
you using?
regular. I do ultralight. I'll do a lot of ultralight fishing. So I use a ultralight rod and line. So it's bluegill, bass, whatever I can catch in the creek. But I use the lightest line and rods and stuff that I can. So that way you have that feel of say a 2 or 3 pound bass hits you in the creek or whatever. You can feel it. You can feel the power of them.
I gotcha. And then, are you going out just to go out and have some fun? Or are you going to catch them to cook and eat?
Now,
What's
no, I do what we do in the fishing community. We call it CPR. We catch, photograph, and release. Um, I do. That's all I do. Straight CPR. I don't keep anything for eating or nothing like that. Because most of the fish I catch are um, mouth catches. So I've catch them in the corner of the mouth. So I'm safely be able to release them back into the water. If I foul catch them, then I'll have to keep them. But I've I think I've only foul catched a fish maybe one time, um, and I've had to keep them. But other than that, I always release fish back.
wow, only one time in your entire lifetime, or
Yeah, but I foul hooked one because I'm pretty good at not catching a fish outside of catching them in the mouth.
that's impressive. I mean, that's really
Yeah,
impressive. One time, like, wow.
yeah.
I mean, good on you though. It means that you're pretty good at what you do. So, you mentioned that you used
I
to be
think
in.
so.
You said you used to be into sports. So, what kind of sports were you into?
Soccer.
Soccer. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
I started out when I was 4 years old, all the way up through high school.
did you
So
watch like professional leagues, or did you just like to just play it?
I played. I played and watched.
Okay.
So I played all the way up from 4 year old all the way up through high school, and then and after high school, I pretty much kind of quit because then I started with family and everything right after high school, so I didn't have the time for it.
Okay. And then, what position did you play?
Um, Started out playing forward, So up front, scoring the goals, and then found my passion as a defender. So defending the goal.
Okay.
So that's where I played most of my years.
And what kind of sparked the interest for the shift? Because I mean, most people, I would imagine, they want to be like the face or the person who's going in there, running and getting goals and,
Yeah,
and all that stuff.
yeah.
But you said you found a passion for the kind of the back end. What kind of shifted?
Um, Power. I had a lot of power in my kicks, so I can clear the ball out. And a lot of times the coach and stuff would put me in the back to surprise the other team by me being able to score from the other side of the field.
Oh, wow.
So I can put the ball right back in the goal. So yeah, I found out that I can kick the ball about 90 yards or more sometimes.
Sounds like you missed your calling as a punter on a team somewhere, like on a football team or
and
something.
that's one of the things that I wish I did, but soccer was all my passion. I love the sport.
I gotcha. And to circle back to the fishing just real quick, have you ever gone out in the ocean and done some saltwater fishing?
Ocean, no. I've done a lot of lake fishing. So if I do lake fishing, it's usually catfish. So I do a lot of catfishing, either off the bank or on boat. If I don't do the creek fishing, creek fishing is usually the most thing I do. But I have done some catfishing off boats. The biggest one I've caught right now which is my personal best, we call it a PB, is a 47-pound blue cat.
Wow. Now, have you ever done that? It's very common down here in the South. I forget exactly what it's called. For some reason, I want to call it gigging, but that's not what it's called. It's the people
Noodling?
there you go, noodling. Yeah. You ever done
Noodling?
anything?
Absolutely not. I will never stick my foot or my hands in a hole underwater that could have a potential snapping turtle. No, I am not wishing my fingers to go away.
I
Nope.
I heard that for the first time a few years ago, and my brain went exactly where you just went. It's like I value my hands. I make money with these things. Like
Yeah.
I can't just come back with this gone.
Yeah. And I actually, we had talked before the show. I actually did a podcast. I was doing a podcast, and I actually interviewed a lady. We call her Turtle Lady. Her name is Lisa, and that's what she does up in Pennsylvania. Is she's a noodler, but she goes after turtles, not catfish. So she'll stick her hands and feet down in a hole to find the turtles.
Oh my goodness!
And she pulled out some monster turtles.
And does her hand look something like this? Like just kind of everything
No.
missing except for the
No,
pointer?
actually, she has all her fingers. Surprisingly, she has all her fingers.
Wow. Oh my goodness. The bravery of some people never surprise me. Never surprises me.
Yeah.
There's so many people that are so much braver than I am, because I mean, I would never in a million years. You can pay me enough to do something like that.
No.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm not like Hannah Barron or any of those that actually do that all the time. She's another one that I just don't see how she could do it. Sticking her hand down or foot down inside of a hole and hoping a catfish will grab a hold of it. And people don't realize catfish will rip your knuckles apart.
Well, yeah, because
Their mouth is serrated with teeth. They've really small serrated teeth, and if they jerk or twist, they will rip your knuckles. And I've had my knuckles just shredded to pieces holding the catfish.
Man, yeah, because it's like
no, I'm not doing that.
It's like a really really rough sandpaper almost. Like they get
Yes. Yep.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, just think of the worst sandpaper you can buy at a Walmart or Lowe's or any hardware store, that roughest, and just take that and just start scrubbing your knuckles, and that's what the teeth will just end up just eating that knuckle, bleeding it. I mean, your knuckles just be pouring blood.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no. Nope.
No.
Well, at least we're on the same page there. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so you never gone ocean fishing then?
No, I live too far. I live too far from the ocean.
Would that be kind of a life goal one day, is to go on
Yes,
vacation to be able to hit the ocean?
yes. I would love to be able to go out and ocean fish for sharks, for anything. Would just love to one of these days, and I will. Once I get done with work and I'm not been able to retire, then I'll be able to make the trips.
So I noticed earlier that you're wearing a Florida shirt.
Yeah.
One thing I will mention is the fishing down here is amazing. You go out into the Gulf here, because that's
Oh,
the
I
side
know.
of Florida I'm in. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
incredible. Last time I went
Yeah.
out, oh man, it would have been a while ago, but we ended up taking a charter out to the middle of the Gulf there, and we ended up catching all sorts of gag groupers and uh,
That's one of my lifelong dreams is to catch a giant grouper or a Goliath grouper.
oh man. So I've
I
got a
would love to be able to get hold of a Goliath grouper just once, just once. Just let me catch one. I'll be done. I'll be happy. I'll be able to die a happy man.
so my old high school buddy, big shout out to Steve. He has a grandfather, and his grandfather caught one of those Goliath groupers over in Australia. And the funny thing is that you walk into his house and he's got a picture of the Goliath grouper and his grandfather standing there. And you take a look, and this thing is massive. It's bigger than his grandfather
Oh,
was. And then you become more amazed when you realize, holy cow, he's missing a leg and an arm.
yeah.
He caught this thing with one arm and one leg. This, I
Good
mean,
night.
the story
That's
that he was,
impressive. That is absolutely impressive because I've seen some guys catch some, and it takes their entire strength in their body, legs and everything, both arms, to be able to even pull a Goliath grouper up out of the water. That is crazy. One arm, one leg.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's
I, I,
nuts.
I, I'll bow. I'll bow to him. I'll bow to him.
Oh, and I remember one of the first times I came over to his place and I saw that photo just hanging on the wall. You walk in, you walk around to the corner,
Yeah.
and there it was, just hanging up on the wall. And I'm just like, I'm just, you're first, the only thing you see is the fish. That's all you see. And then all of a sudden you realize,
Yeah.
oh hey, there's somebody standing there. Oh hey, they're missing a leg. Oh hey, they're missing an arm.
And then you get
And
stories like he pulled me in. Like, really?
I mean, it
Like your
was,
jaw just drops.
yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. Yeah, it was a funny story that when he told that one. But but yeah, no. So I would highly recommend going to the Gulf.
Oh yeah.
You know, me personally, I have a weak constitution, so me going over to the Atlantic or on the rougher seas, I don't handle it that well. Um, so the Gulf side is much calmer and whatnot, so it's a lot easier to kind of just enjoy
Mhm.
yourself kind of thing. But
Yeah.
so let me ask you this: do you read?
I do
Like
not.
books, magazines,
My
anything
wife
like
will get
that?
on me, but yeah, I do not.
Okay,
No, I
okay.
don't.
What about watching books? Watching books, watching movies.
Yes, I am a. I love watching movies.
Okay, what kind of genre is your jam?
I like all of them.
Okay,
And we'll get into the because of my I have a daughter and stuff, so I get into everything from stuff with her all the way into horror movies.
nice, nice. So get into like the kind of smaller kid stuff,
Yeah,
like the Disney
Disney
movies and
stuff. Yeah, Disney movies, old school movies. Speaking of that, we were going through all our movies yesterday. Our cabinet with all the movies and stuff. So I've got all kinds of movies all the way back to Masters of the Universe, He-Man movie, cartoon
nice.
movies. So yeah, I've got stuff like that and all the old school Disney movies. The Pinocchio with Taylor Thomas in it, where he was him
Oh,
being Pinocchio into the real boy. Oh yeah, I got all that stuff.
oh wow, yeah, that sounds like quite a collection there. That's nice. So, what would you say would be your favorite movie?
Oh, Mighty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, such a good movie, classic.
Yes, it is. Classic. Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's above all else. Yeah. And I have it. So I bought it like many, many years ago on DVD, and I still have it.
Tis a flesh wound.
And I will not get rid of it.
Your arm's off.
Yeah, it's just a flesh wound. But you ain't got no arms. I'll bite your kneecaps off.
Oh, so what's one of the worst movies that you've seen?
Oh my gosh. Worst movies I have seen. Oh, good gravy. I don't know if there's really has been a movie that I have like wish I'd never seen ever again. Because usually I pick movies that I know for a fact I'm gonna like. And
Mhm.
that's the thing is like I'll watch movies that I enjoy. Um, I mean, there's been weird ones. Like I think I've watched. Most people wouldn't even know about it, but Volcano High, which is like a Japanese martial arts school with like, and it's got some of the like big time rappers in it. I think like not LL Cool J, but the one that sings "Gangster Paradise." Um,
Oh,
what is his name?
why am I
God, I
blanking
can't
on
think of
it?
his name.
Coolio.
I know I can't think of his name right now. Coolio. Yeah, I think he's got him in it. It's got some of the other top rappers in it. Snoop Dogg is in it. But it's one of those. It's like it's not English. It's like it's dubbed into like Japanese, but it's one of those. It's like it works.
That's funny though, because I mean, it's funny that you can get so many big name people in there, but it's like such a, I don't want to call it a sleeper because I haven't seen it, but
It's almost like a low budget. It's like a low budget film. It's what it
yeah,
is. Like it never went to theaters, nothing. It just went straight to DVD, like most movies, and like nobody knows about it. And I happened to. The weird thing is we used to have a Blockbuster, and we used to have all kinds of those little movie places like that. But it was like, well, it wasn't the Blockbuster that had it, but it was some kind of a video store that had you can go in buy games, you can buy movies, you can get all kinds of stuff in it, and they just happened to have a section for that. And I was like, I'll just go through, and I was like, oh, this looks cool, I'll buy it. It's like one of those like I'll buy it and watch it. So
I got you.
so
Yeah,
many years later, I still have it.
I remember those days when you could actually go to the store and take a look through all the videos, go rent them out or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
Oh, yeah, I do too. And now we have Redbox, and it's ain't even worth. To me, it ain't worth going to do that anymore.
Nah, no, it's really not. And I've been actually having a hard time finding Redbox. Are they even still a thing nowadays?
Kind of, but not really. But most of the time, you can only find them like at Walmart. That's it.
Oh, well, yeah,
Yeah, they've kind of disappeared. Walmart's the only one that carries it. And I don't even know if it's called Redbox anymore.
oh wow. That's wild. It's wild how things just ebb and flow, come and go. But
Yeah.
what about music? What kind of music are you into?
Oh, country, rock, rap, Christian music. I mean, I'll call all genres. So,
Do you have a favorite musician, band, or anything like that? Or
not really. Don't really have a particular one that I'm always like, oh yeah, I always listen to it. But I listen to all kinds of stuff, old school stuff. Um, Even though I grew up in the '80s, I born in the '80s, grew up in the '90s. As most people say, you were born in the '80s but grew up in the '90s. I listened to stuff all the way back in the '60s, '50s and '60s, all the way up. So I love everything.
oh yeah, no, I'm right there with you. Same thing. Born in the '80s, raised in the '90s. Like, yeah, I'm sitting here nodding
Yeah,
along because I've got very similar tastes.
yeah,
So
yeah. give me some Beastie Boys or give me Beatles.
Yep. Yep.
People are like, that's two different genres, two different type of people. And you're like, they don't fit together, but in my world, they do.
So, what would you do if, for some reason, content creation wasn't a thing? Let's say you came home one day and your computer was completely blown up, couldn't work anymore. What would you do?
Go fishing.
Revert back to the other.
I mean,
I
it's
got
plain
you.
and simple. It's just plain and simple. I mean, it's like today. I did a live stream today for virtual fishing. If the weather wasn't like it was being so hot and pour down rain later, I'd have been out there fishing this afternoon when I got off work. So it's just like it's one of those things. It's like I'll be out there fishing no matter what.
Well, like you said, fish till you die. I completely get
Pretty
it. I
much.
mean, one of those where I forget the exact saying, but it's basically, you know, a bad day of fishing is always better than a good day of doing anything else.
Absolutely. A lot of people don't realize it's like, well, if you don't catch anything, then what was the point of going? It's relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing with me. It takes my mind off everything, all the worries in life. All I have is that rod and whatever lure, bait, whatever I have on that end of that line, and the water and the fish, and just the outdoor nature.
Well, especially like you mentioned earlier that
I mean, that's where I love being out in nature park. So to me, in the creek fishing.
well, you mentioned earlier how
Go ahead.
you mentioned you owned a business. Is that what I heard?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, you figure you got enough stresses just in owning and operating a business all by itself, and then on top of it, you're also, you know, you've got a family, so you got stresses you worry about on that end. You know, there's so many things that can weigh on an
Yeah.
individual person. You know, just getting out of the house and
Oh
being
yeah.
able to not have to worry about those things is all the whole real point of it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. It's just being out there in nature and not have to worry about that stuff, and it's just you and nature, and that's it. And I like and I like bringing people along, so I like people seeing what I do. So I do the live streams fishing, so I'll bring people along with me. They can enjoy it too, but I don't have to. That's the good thing is I can go out there and fish and not worry about nobody else, just fish.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And
if I'm having a bad day or whatever, I can just go out there and fish. Don't even take my phone. I'll take my phone with me just because of emergencies. But
yeah,
other than that, I just go out there and fish and don't have to worry about nobody.
yeah, no, absolutely. And I remember one of the greatest fishing trips I ever took, and if you haven't done anything like this, I would highly recommend this as well. Is I went to a flying fishing trip up in Canada, where they, you know, literally they pack you up for a
Mhm.
week and they fly you into like the most remote area they can get you to, drop you off at a cabin with a boat, motor, some gas, and that's it. And your stuff. That's literally it. And you're just out in the middle of nowhere, no one around you for hundreds of miles. And it's just you, the fish, and nature. That's it.
Sign me up. Sign me up right now. I'll do it.
Oh man, I tell you what, man.
That's just something that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. It's like I don't know if you see it. I don't know if you do a lot on Facebook or not, but you'll see people post pictures of like, would you live in this house or this cabin for a year? And on this, it's got this little lake that's stocked with fish. No internet, no telephone, no nothing, no outside connection. And can you live here for a year? I'm like, as long as I got a fishing pole, I'm good. I can stay in that cabin for a year. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's one of those that I could give up all the technology, all the stresses that life brings, and in 2 seconds, I wouldn't even have to think
Yeah.
about it. And just to get out in the middle of the woods, out in the middle of the country, and not have to have a care in the world kind of thing, sign me up.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
but yeah, I couldn't recommend it enough to give that a try, because like I said, it literally out in the middle of nowhere. They gave you unlimited fuel, unlimited like propane, because everything in the cabin was running on propane. So you had propane lights, propane refrigerator, cooktops, things like that. So you can make your
Yeah,
hot meals and keep things cool and do
yeah,
all that kind of stuff. But I mean, that was it. And cell phone signal was not a thing. Like, you were so far out in the middle of nowhere that good luck. If some kind of emergency happened, they're gonna find you about halfway through your week, because they come up like about halfway through,
yeah,
and then check in on you, bring any extra supplies you may want, like a case of pop or something like that. But whatever the case may be, and then they'll take back off for several more days. So yeah, if you
yeah.
get there's actually really kind of a scary story. Is I was going out into the middle of a river that was right out there in the uh, on that flying fishing trip, and it linked two big lakes together. And I went to go step into it to do some fishing, and all of a sudden I sunk down about knee deep into mud. And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
this is bad. This is really bad. So
yeah.
I start hollering for my
I
dad.
did that. I did that a few years. I did that a few years back. I was our lake, our main lake here during they would call it winter pulling. So they pull all the water out of a lot of the lake, so it drops like somewhere from 20 to 40 feet, so they can work on the dam. Well, when the water comes out, the beach part underneath the water is all muddy. I mean, you sink
Mhm.
in. So one day I decided I was like, oh, I'll go out there and I'll walk the beach a little bit. Didn't realize how deep you sink in, and I'm like knee deep, and it suctions like almost like quicksand. So I'm
Mhm.
here, I'm trying to pull myself out. Well, I'm wearing boots, and my boots get stuck in it. So here I'm pulling my leg out, and my boots all the way down in the mud. So here I'm trying to pull my boot out, my hands, dig all the mud back out of it.
Yep, that's exactly what happened to me. He said I couldn't get out because
Yeah,
I was there with my younger cousin. He was, I think I was maybe about 17 ish, so somewhere in that
yeah,
ballpark, and he was probably like 13, 14
yeah.
maybe. And we're just kind of hanging out on this riverside, and all of a sudden I just go sinking in, and he can't pull me out, and my dad and his stepdad are going to their little fishing spot down at the lake.
Mm-hmm.
So we're start hollering for them. It's like, come back, come back. Oh, it was interesting.
Yeah.
It was definitely
It's
interesting.
like help, help, help.
So
Yeah.
has it
Oh
been
yeah.
your dream to be a content creator, or is it something you kind of fell into?
I just the on the gaming side, just kind of fell into. Um, it wasn't really ever my dream to be doing it because I love playing games because I started out. I mean, I've been playing games all the way from back from Atari. So Atari to NES to Sega to PlayStation to Xbox and then now to PC. But I mean, but to actual put it on the internet and people to watch, honestly, until the last couple of years, I never thought about it. Honestly,
So what kind of games do you play outside of Farm Sim?
um, I do Call of the Wild, Hunter Call of the Wild. So I do hunting. I do fishing, virtual fishing games. So Fishing Sims World, Pro Tour, all the Dovetail, basically the Dovetail games you can find on Steam. Um, so do those. American Truck Simulator. I've got into doing a little bit of GTA now, more and more. So
Okay, and you mentioned the Call of the Wild game. Do you do any hunting in real life, or is it just kind of a virtual?
no, just virtual.
Okay, okay. And then what kind of family dynamic do you have at home?
It's me, my wife, and my 13-year-old daughter. So it's just the three of us.
Okay, and how do you come
So
up
me
with
and my wife.
How do you come up with the proper balance
Go ahead.
between being at home with the family, running your own business, and being able to create content? Where do you strike up that balance?
Um, basically, I work Monday through Saturday. Work mornings. Basically, I get done. Normally, I'm done around about 2 o'clock. Most of the time, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, my family's home. Tuesdays and Thursdays is usually the day I play games like today. My wife and child are at her parents, so usually that gives me a chance to play games, whatever I need to do online, or anything else I need to do if I want to go fishing or whatever. So I have 2 days of the week that I try to do that.
Okay, so you kind of come up with like a nice little structure to be able to kind of work in the content creation
Yeah,
side of thing.
yeah, yeah. And if for some reason they're not home for whatever reason on another day, then if I'm home, then I'll put in a time to play or whatever if I can, if I'm not busy doing something else.
Okay. And do you like to travel?
I would love to travel more, but yeah, I've traveled quite a bit. I've seen quite a bit of states growing up. So I've been most of all the states around me, definitely. Far west as I've been is Missouri. Far as north I've been is Indiana, Illinois, Ohio. I've been all the way up to Maine and New Hampshire, Connecticut, Maryland, Pennsylvania, places like that. And I've never been to New York, but I've been all the way around it. That's one place that I just never really went to. But then down the coast a little bit, a few states down through that way, all the way down to Georgia, but never went into Florida.
Okay, okay. So it sounds like you're pretty well traveled. So if money was no object, where would your dream vacation be?
Hmm. Uh, Probably going over to Spain or places like that.
Okay, so
Over in Europe, or places like that. I'd like to go over there and visit Scotland and Ireland and go to Spain, Italy, places like that. Definitely.
do kind of like country hopping. Is that what I'm understanding?
Kind of, yeah. And more like family wise. Some of my heritage from Scotland and Ireland, stuff like that. We do have some Irish in our family. We do have some Germany in our family, so might travel over into Germany and see some of that stuff.
Okay. And what would you say inspires and motivates you to kind of, you know, push on with the day? Like I mentioned before, like you mentioned before, you own a business,
Mm.
you're a husband and father.
Yeah,
Where do you draw inspiration from?
my family, my wife, my daughter, definitely, always. I mean, I wouldn't be doing what they if I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if it wasn't for them. Honestly, they are basically what keeps me together and keeps me going, doing what I need to do with my work and everything.
And what's one thing that people are generally surprised to find out about you?
Hmm, that's a tough question. um, I really don't know what they'd be surprised about. Now, outside of the gaming and all that stuff, probably people, I mean, would not think of me as a gamer. Um, so if you're not familiar with me on YouTube or anything like that, and people that's around me every day would not think that I do games. I record video games and stuff like that. I don't talk about that stuff outside of being here. So a lot of people don't know I do that for a living. Not for no, I can't say that for a living because I don't get paid to do it. But I mean, just for a hobby, I
Hmm.
guess you say.
So on your secondary channel where you're recording yourself fishing, how often do you get a chance
Yep.
to do that?
Not as much as I'd like to, because of the weather. I mean, it's a lot of it deals with the weather, because you're not protected by the sunlight and the heat a lot of times, because especially what I do, you're in the direct sunlight. So if it's right now, it's been upper 80s, 90s, real feel in the hundreds. It's just way too hot. And a lot of people don't realize if you're inside the water, that reflection off the water is a lot worse on you, and I've had it. You can have a heat stroke
Mm-hmm.
because of it. It's being so hot out there. Even though you're inside water, people are like, "Oh, you're inside the water." No, that's worse because that reflection off that top of that water makes it a lot hotter for you, and you have no shade. So to have a heat stroke in the water is very possible.
Yeah, no, it can get pretty hairy pretty quickly. Actually,
Mhm.
one of the
Yep.
worst sunburns I've ever had in my entire life was on that Canada fly-in fishing trip. The top of my ears were so burnt that they actually like blistered and not blistered, but actually like bled.
Yeah.
Like they got so crusted over. Like yeah, it was bad,
My
really
worst
really
my
bad.
worst one was going to Savannah, Georgia. We went on a trip down to Savannah, Georgia when I was in high school, and I got pretty bad. I blistered up really, really bad where um, they had literally cake aloe vera oil on me. Like I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't even wear shirts
Oh,
at all. It was so bad.
walking around and
Yeah,
doing like one of these numbers, like yeah, no.
pretty much, pretty much. Yeah.
Yep. No, I hear you
Yeah,
there.
I went from having like no freckle spots at all on my back to where I'm completely covered now, and it's like that's how bad a burn I got.
Wow. Yeah, no, it's bad. Like once you get it the first time, that's the only time you need to have it. Oh man, and what's wild too is that on top of that, it's you have that kind of hobby where that kind of is a kind of in the back of your mind always. It's like, okay, I got to make sure I'm paying
Oh yeah,
attention to how long I'm out here or how long I'm in the sun or bringing
right.
some
Well,
sunblock
not
at
just
least.
that. A lot of people don't realize is even though the sun is hot, I'm in the wildlife, so there's no telling what's around me either.
Hmm.
Um, because I've got one of the funniest little videos at the house in my fishing ones, one of the shorts is me stepping over a snake in the water.
Oh.
So you got to watch out for that. And then on top of I live in which is now getting more and more is black bear country.
Oh man.
So I could be out in the creek and I have to always watch myself now more and more now because the black bears are starting to come back in now after all these years of being pushed out from all the developers and all the homes going up. Now they're starting to wander back in. Well, I'm out. I'm out in their nature now. So yeah, it ain't just the sun you got to watch out for. You got to watch out for wildlife.
Hmm. Yeah, and you touched on one of my my biggest fears is snakes. I cannot stand them. Uh,
I've
I,
had twice. I've had two, maybe three times now. I've had go walk into the creek and literally not paying attention and step over a snake in the water.
I've said this story a few times here on this show, but the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm traumatized to this day. So down here in Florida, you know, you really don't want to let your dogs outside all by themselves, even though in both of my homes, I've had them, you know,
Mhm.
fenced off and all that stuff. But you don't want to leave them out
Yeah.
there by themselves because we get these things down here called boofu toads, and they're not dangerous or anything, but if the dog grabs a hold of them, they do produce a toxin. So it
Mhm.
can really hurt the dog. It can actually kill them.
We call them up here. We call them bullfrogs.
Yep. Yep.
We
But
call them bullfrogs up here, and people don't realize they're actually poisonous to dogs.
yep.
If they get a hold of them, they'll kill them. A small dog, actually literally will kill them.
Yep, exactly. So I'll let my dogs out and I'll just be standing out there, just keeping an eye on them, make sure they don't get a hold of nothing. And one morning I'd let all my dogs out and I was sitting there eating a bowl of cereal and not paying much attention. And all of a sudden I felt something just kind of across my foot. Like, huh. I moved the bowl and I looked down and nothing there. I looked back up. Big black snake just slithering away from me.
Oh,
It ran over my foot. I let
oh,
out the biggest scream I think I probably ever let out. I was in no danger at that point because it was slithering away.
yeah,
It was doing its thing.
yeah.
But that's how much of a baby I am when it comes to snakes. I will burn the world to the ground to get rid of all the snakes.
That's the thing around here is like any other snake, I'll get rid of. Black snakes, I like keeping them around because uh, if you got a black snake around, you're not going to have any other snake around at all,
Mm-hmm.
ever. No poisonous snakes. Black snakes will keep poisonous snakes around, so I don't like I will not kill them. Now, will they be right up against my house? No, I'll move them if I can, but I won't kill it.
Yeah, no, it's if I was granted but one wish, it'd be just get rid of all the snakes. They are the devil's work. Oh my goodness. Anyways, do you have any pets?
No, we do not.
Okay. And what's one of the biggest fears that keep you up at night?
Hmm. I would have to be if it would keep me up. I guess this like the safety for my family, like them not being safe. I guess.
And who's some of your well, let me ask you this. Do you watch any content outside of the world of Farm Sim, or do you kind of abstain from, YouTube or anything like that?
No, I mean I watch YouTube a lot. I watch Farm Sim, mostly Farm Sim. I do that. I watch a lot of the content creators that I follow. No matter what they play, I'll watch them. If it's Red Dead or if it's GTA or Farming Sim or if it's Call of the Wild or any of the fishing games, racing games. I mean, I'll watch a lot of that stuff. I mean, I'll watch. Um, I watch a lot of wrestling. So I'm big into, always been big into wrestling. So um, I watch a lot of the stuff on YouTube from the wrestling side. A lot of podcasts.
So you mentioned wrestling. Are you like you referring to WWE?
Yes, yeah, yeah. I've
Uh,
I've watched it from born. So I've always been a fan of it.
what's your favorite era?
Oh, Attitude Era, always,
Oh,
always Attitude Era.
see, I
Yes.
I knew we were gonna click right away. Yeah, the days of
Yeah,
like
always, always. If you don't like the Attitude Era, then you're not a fan.
mm-hmm. Yeah, the days of like Stone Cold, The Rock, Mankind,
Yep.
Mick Foley,
Oh yes. Yeah.
Undertaker,
Dude love.
Dude Love. Yep, yep. Oh yeah. Oh.
Even into the ECW era. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
even to that hardcore side. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, and then there was the Monday Night Wars with like
Yes,
Nitro
with
and Raw
WCW.
and
Yep,
mm-hmm.
yep,
Oh man,
yep.
those were the good old days.
Oh, that was good. That was when the storylines were the best.
Mm.
Um, so I mean, you had the best on both sides. So definitely.
Well, and it was the whole the wrestlers were willing to sacrifice everything for the fans. Like you look at like Mick
Oh yeah.
Foley is the perfect example. I mean, there was hardly a single match where you could watch where he wasn't just a complete just sloppy mess at the end of it.
Oh yeah. Especially the match where Undertaker threw him off the Hell in a Cell
Mm-hmm.
cage and went to the table, and then then came back and then got choke slammed through the top of the ring when he landed down, and his tooth went up through his lip and through his nose, and I mean, ear got ripped off in a match, and yeah, no.
Yeah,
you can't have that now. I mean, now it's kind of. I mean, I love it now, but it's still it's nothing like it was then.
No. Who would you say is your favorite wrestler from the Attitude Era?
Oh goodness, Dean Malenko.
Dean Malenko, yes. Yes,
1,000 holds.
Man of the Thousand Holds. Yeah.
Yep.
Way back when
Him and Eddie Guerrero. Like I like all that style. Eddie Guerrero. When Rey Mysterio first started out, you got him. You got Billy Kidman. Gosh, some of the old school guys. I mean, those were the best. Razor Ramon coming up.
Razor Ramon
when he first started.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey yo.
Yeah.
Oh man.
With
Yeah,
a toothpick, with that little toothpick, he flicks it at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then you had people like Diesel, and eventually came Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, and oh man, man, that was a good old days.
Yeah,
good
Shawn
old
Michaels.
days. Shawn Michaels. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Macho Man with Miss Elizabeth. I mean, Hulk Hogan back then. Not now, but back then. Don't care for him now. Don't like how he presents himself now. I mean, it's a sham now. But back then, he was the best. Luger, all them.
Yeah, Lex Luger. Wow, I almost forgot about him.
Yeah, I've been watching DDP. Yeah, Diamond Dallas Page. Speaking of him, been watching his videos with him bringing some of the guys back to health. One of them was Lex Luger, where he's been so bad. He's been helping him out. Butterbean, he helped Butterbean walk again, basically. I mean,
no,
you can tell what he does is good.
Was that the same show where he was helping out Jake the Snake Roberts?
Yeah, it's the yoga thing that he does. Helps them strengthen up, trying to get them back to health.
Yeah, because I remember like Jake the Snake, he had like a big alcohol problem, like a real big one.
Yeah.
And then he ended
up. He'll have a lot of them. If it comes with their mental state to their physical state, he'll help them out. Whatever they need, he helps them out doing it.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. So, if you could meet any three people, who would they be and why? And that could be, current people in the past.
Now, what are we talking about? Are we talking about talking about like just anybody?
Yeah, just anybody, just transitioning away. So yeah, if you want them to be wrestlers, they can be, but yeah, any three people, who would they be?
Gosh. Martin Luther King.
Gotcha.
Would like to meet. My wife and child are here tonight. I think my wife is hollering saying somebody's name. I don't know who she's talking about. But golly. I mean, it's so many. I mean, you could see. I want to say Amelia Earhart. That would be a cool person to meet. Trying to think of some other people that would be pretty cool to meet. Oh, no. My wife wants me to say The Rock from wrestling.
That would be a good one to meet. Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
that's my child. That's what my child said.
So who would you say is your favorite wrestler nowadays?
Oh, nowadays. Oh, Jey Uso. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Main event Jey Uso. Yeah. He's over. He's just so over right now. And just he's the character that everybody wants to be now.
See, I haven't been following a lot like up to date stuff, but I do remember seeing at some point he turned heel, if I remember right. But then he kind of came back, didn't he?
Well, he was always part of like the bloodline style with his cousin, his brother, and stuff like that. And then now he's like true good guy now, like completely. Like he is, but I don't think he's always. I don't think he's ever been a heel. He never got booed. I don't think they've ever been booed. They've always cheered for him, so I don't think he was ever considered a true heel in the sense.
Okay. Maybe, like I said, I've only kind of seen it in passing nowadays, so it's one of those I probably just saw something and misread it or just didn't
Yeah.
have the full context. But
Oh yeah.
so I've got one last question here for this segment before we turn it over to the audience. What was your first job?
Oh, that's an interesting one. My first ever job was working for ATF, Alcohol,
ATF.
Tobacco, and Fire. Yes, I actually worked for ATF.
How did you fall into that as your first job?
And I want to say this: if you were this way, I'm sorry, but I worked for ATF when I was 15 years old. Um, uh, I was the person that went in and busted the cigarette stores for selling it to minors.
Oh, okay.
I worked undercover with the ATF as a 15-year-old.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, that was
that's
my
cool
very
though.
first job. Yeah. It's like a lot of people are like, I can't believe you're the person that would do that kind of stuff. But I was like, it's a job to me. I mean, to actually work for the government in that aspect, especially ATF. I mean, and be an undercover person. You got to ride around with undercover ATF agents. So it's always been like, oh, I got to ride in a unmarked car with agents that have badges and guns.
Well, see, I mean, I can, well, I can see people like kind of knee jerk reaction of, oh, how could you do something like that? But I mean,
Yeah,
me personally,
yeah,
I've been on the opposite side. I've been the clerk selling cigarettes and things like that to people, not to minors. Let me be clear. Let me be
yeah,
clear. Not to minors. Um,
yeah,
but it's one of those like I've been on that side of the counter, and it's one of those where you know I would be beside myself if I had done something like that. Like if I had sold to a minor
mm,
in any capacity, if I didn't do my job, and that's part of my job was to make sure that I was
yeah,
not selling to somebody like that. So,
yeah,
I mean, for anybody to be like, "Oh, well, how could you do something like that?" I mean, easily, very easily. You're not just doing a job, you're doing something
yeah.
that's
We're just
keeping the
in my the store's honest to what they're supposed to do by the rules, by the
Mhm.
law is not to sell to people underage. Is I mean we're holding them accountable.
Yep. Yep. And
You're taking this job. You're owning this business. You took a license to sell whatever cigarettes or whatever, and say and have it posted that you don't sell to anybody under age of 18. Then you should follow that rule. And my job was to go in and not. And the thing is a lot of people are like, oh, you sweet talk yourself to get them to do it. I'm like, no, I just walked in and said, hey, I need a pack of whatever. And if they sold it to me, they sold it to me. That was it. If they said no, I walked out and left. I never go, oh, come on, sell it to me. No, that wasn't part of my job. I never tried to sweet talk anybody doing it because that would be illegal. If I just walked in and said, hey, I need a pack of Marlboro Reds. If they said no, I turned around, walked out the door, and left. That was it. That was in
Mhm.
their conversation.
Well, yeah,
If they sold
because
it to me, I turned around, I walked out, handed the cigarettes to uh, the agent, and they walked in and fined them, and then we went on.
Yeah, and I would imagine that there has to be like rules and regulations as to what you could and could not do. Because if you were to sit
Yeah,
there and be like, "Come on, man, come on," like kind of sit there and
yeah,
either like pressure them or
yeah,
anything like
yeah,
that, they would be
yeah.
able
We
to
can't
then turn it.
pressure them. Yeah, we can't make ourselves look older.
Yep.
So if I like right now, if I couldn't walk in, say I'm 15, I can't walk in with a beard. If I was at 15, I had to go because at that time I had like I had a little bit of a goatee, a little bit going. I had to shave it off.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't allowed to go in with any facial hair at all because we had to make it look like I was underage to see if they would actually sell it to me or not. I couldn't make myself look older than they would like. Oh, since I don't have to card him, he looks older.
Yeah, it's like a form of entrapment almost, I would imagine.
Yes, yeah, yeah, and they can fight that. So we had to make it as honest as can be.
Yeah, so if somebody, if you came walking out with those cigarettes, you could honestly say that it was their fault wholly and fully.
Yeah, yep. Now we did have one. We did have one clerk that said, "Oh, he's always in here." I'm like, and then they pulled me back in. Like literally went back out and got me and brought me back in, and they said, "Well, this clerk says that you've always been here." I was like, "I've never walked my foot. I've never stepped foot in this place ever in my entire life. Never." I said, "This is the first time I ever walked in this door." I said, "I have no need to be in here." And I didn't smoke at the time, even though I was 15. I didn't. I never touched a cigarette in my life at
That's
that
wow.
time.
Wow, that's wow. That is definitely
And
one
for
of
him
the.
to say that I've been in it, it's like, oh, I sell it to them all the time. Well, you just admitted that you sell to minors all the time. So even though I've never been in there, it's like to actually say that you sold it to me all the time. This makes it worse on your side, buddy, not mine.
Oh yeah, no, exactly, and that just that is probably one of the most interesting first job stories I think I've ever heard. I
Yeah,
mean, that's definitely a new one by me. See, I
yeah.
would have figured that that would be a thing. I guess never put
Hmm.
too much thought into it, kind of thing. So
I don't know if they do it anymore. I honestly don't know if they even do it anymore. I really don't.
that
And
really,
it was only available to us that were 15. Like they want nobody that was 16 or 17. They wanted just 15-year-olds. And they screened and the thing is they picked up a bunch of us um, through a group of people we knew. So one of the people we knew grabbed a bunch of us teenagers that were all part of a group and they were all 15 and we sat down and they had to pick through each one of us. Okay, we'll pick her, but not these others because they wanted the ones that truly looked their age, not somebody that looked older. So they may pick 20 of us to come and interview us, but they may only pick 5 of us out of the 20. So not everybody got the job.
okay, and you like legit you received a paycheck from the ATF and like the whole nine
Yeah.
yards, like you were actually on the
Yep.
books and doing the
Got paid
job.
every day. Yeah. Yeah. Got paid every day. They wrote us a check every day. It was at that time it was $5.30 an hour.
Okay, okay. That's, I mean,
Yeah.
for a 15-year-old, that's not a bad wage right there.
No, no. And I was, gosh, I'm 42 now. So, gosh, that was many, many years ago.
Yeah, you and I are the same age.
Yeah. So many, many years ago to be 15.
Whew, man, that's like I said, that's one of the most interesting first job stories I've heard. So congratulations, you have now taken the crown on that question. So, like I said, that's the last question I have for this segment. So let's go ahead and close out this segment by going to the audience and see what kind of questions they have. So again, I want to thank Dust Bunny. Dust Bunny, you are an absolute legend. Thank you so very much for helping out as you always do. So the first one I have here is from Dust Bunny. She says, "Where do you see both of your channels in 5 to 10 years from now?"
Um, my fishing channel is pretty much where I want it. I'm at I'm already over 1,000, so I'm already monetized on that side. I don't see myself honestly getting any higher than where I'm at. I mean, if it does, it does. I'm not pushing it because I've got to that stage where I have super chats, I have memberships, and that's it. That's I'm good. I don't need to go in and try to get all the other stuff to where I'm getting paid and all that stuff because I mean most people know. I mean, unless you've got 10,000 subscribers or more, it don't pay. It honestly don't pay enough to make it a full time job. Um, so I'm good. I'm good with it where it's at. Gaming side, I'm not too worried about it. Honestly, if I get there, I get there. If I don't, I don't. Um, I'm not really. I guess it'd be the same if I got to the point where I was monetized for super chats and stuff. That would be great, but I'll get there when I do. I'm not gonna push to get there, and I didn't. I didn't with my fishing. It took me 3 years of doing just normal stuff to get there, and my gaming's will be the same way. Um, I'll just however long it takes me.
So you consider your channels like genuinely just a hobby? Like this is something you're doing to kind of fill up some time, or?
Yes. Oh yeah. 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 Just kind of just filling some time that where I'm not with my family or whatever, doing something with my family and stuff like that. Yep.
Gotcha. And again, Dust Money, thank you so very much. We got one here from Pippa. Pippa asks, "What is your favorite mod and map in the game Ghostboy?"
Oh, favorite mod and map. A lot of people don't. Was one thing we have not jumped on was I am part of the realistic gaming crew, mining group. So right now, my favorite map, and it's actually from 22, is Backcountry from the RGC group. And favorite mod, I'd have to say it's still with the mining thing is the wash plant, Big Red or Slucifer that we have on 22 that are coming to heads up. It is coming to 25. It is in the works. They are working on it. So we're trying to bring Slucifer and Big Red to the mining side of 25. So be looking out for that.
That's fantastic. Well, awesome. So, Pippa, thank you so much for your question. We got another one from Dustman. He says, "Your gamer name is Ghost Tech Gaming. What does the tech part of your name stand for?"
I knew that question would come up. The tech part, it used not be. It was Ghostboy Gaming, and now it's Ghost Tech. Just because I've kind of dived into the tech side of the gaming side. Which what I'm talking at is OBS. I do a lot of tech work with people getting them set up on OBS so they can live stream. I do a lot of thumbnails on the background. So we started the show off talking about where you can reach me at. My Discord is one of the places you can reach me at and I have a channel in there for tech support. Usually I'm available Tuesdays and Thursdays there. So if you need OBS work or anything else related to kind of gaming that I can do. Xbox, I know a little bit about PlayStation. I don't know a lot, but doesn't mean I can't figure it out. But PC, OBS, things. I mean, I'll do my best to get you the information to help you work it out. I have with a few others, getting them online to game and live stream. So appreciate that question.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dust Bunny. I greatly appreciate it. We also got one from Taco de Groot. Taco asks, "Ghost Boy, I live in the Caribbean," or it's actually not even a question, it's more of a statement. "I live in the Caribbean. Come and visit me. We do a lot of fishing." So
Say that
again,
again. It broke up. I couldn't hear you.
so Taco de Groot says, Ghost Boy, I live in the Caribbean. Come and visit me. We do a lot of fishing.
If I get away from work and all that stuff, I will come down there and go fishing. That would be awesome. That would absolutely be awesome.
Taco, thank you so much. We got one from Lisa, says, what got you into streaming?
Actually, the very first person that I didn't even know about the fishing side. First of all, I never knew that. I knew there's gaming on a lot of stuff, but not actually live streaming. But for the fishing side, the very first person that actually got me started was actually my oldest brother. Um, uh, was doing a live stream fishing one time when he's meeting up a bunch of guys to go bank fishing, and he sent me the link, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool, live stream fishing. Interesting." So he actually got me into starting doing live streaming fishing because I never did it. I never videotaped it. Just went fishing. Never worried about videotaping anything, taking pictures, nothing before, because it was just, to me, it was just word of mouth. It's like, if I'm going fishing, I'm going fishing. If I catch something, cool, I caught it. I'll tell my family or whatever. But actually letting the people in the internet know what I'm catching, that was, I never knew nothing about that ever. So big thanks to my big brother, I guess you can say.
That's awesome. Lisa, thank you so much for your question. We got one from Mama Bear Farming. Mama Bear asks, does your family watch your videos or streams?
My daughter does a lot. She actually is in a lot of my earlier live streams on the gaming side. You'll see a lot of them say hunting with father and daughter. So she's done a lot of stuff with me on the gaming side. So she does watch a lot of it. My wife don't care too much about it. She's not really interested in it. I mean, she might pop on, but other than actually sitting down and enjoying and watching it, no, she's not. She's just not into that kind of stuff, which is fine. I mean, it's no big deal.
Gotcha. Again, Mama Bear, thank you so much for your question. We got one from Nacho Cast. Nacho Cast asks, you know what? I'm not going to answer that first part there. Maybe an inside joke. I'm not quite sure. Second question is, what is your quest? What is your favorite color?
Probably is. What is my favorite color?
Says, what is your quest and what is your favorite color? But I'll share that. You know what? We'll skip over this one for now. I'll share it with you offline.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. I don't know if it's an inside joke or something. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, we got another one from Dust Bunny. Says, do you play any video games with your daughter? If so, what are they?
We do the hunting. We do the wrestling. Oh, the biggest thing we do is Minecraft. That's a big thing that we do together. Is we do a lot of Minecrafting, a lot of Minecraft builds. And one of the games that we used to play is Split Second on the Xbox.
Okay, so
which is like a racing game. So,
are you just doing like a bunch of base builds on Minecraft, or are you trying to do like other?
we've done villages, survival builds, things like that.
Okay. So. Again, Dust Bunny, thank you so much for your question. We got one here from Prehistoric Farmer. Just says, what up?
What's up, my buddy? That is Prehistoric Farmer, one of my buddies' animal. Yeah. It's my good buddy.
So he does have another question. It says, what is the background behind Ghost?
That is a background available through Discord. So you can have if you've got yourself and you don't want to see the whole background of your house. It's kind of like a green screen without a green screen. So it's available through Discord. You don't have to actually have a green screen behind you. It actually helps without it. Because if I move a little bit, you can kind of see a little bit of the back room, but not much. But it's something that's built into Discord without having to have a green screen.
Excellent. Prehistoric farmer, thank you so much for your question. We got one here from Farmer Donkey. Farmer asks, what if you had to restart the content creation journey, would there be anything that you would do differently?
No. I think my journey so far on both sides has been just perfect, honestly. The group of people I've been doing it with are great. Um, I don't think there would be anything I would change. Honestly, I wish I found out OBS a lot sooner. Other than that, because I just started using OBS within the last maybe 6 months, maybe. So I wish I had found it long time ago to be able to use it.
Gotcha.
And Discord.
Yeah.
So
yeah, both of those are very powerful tools. Yeah, absolutely. Farmer Donkey, thank you so much for your question. We got one here from Ken Adlam. Ken, thank you for your question. This is, how many people have you helped out on their Let's Plays?
I've actually helped out quite a bit. I mean, I've had a lot of people contact and help out and give little advice here and there on how to set up stuff and do live streams. Dust Bunny's one of the main ones. If you ever seen her channel, I mean her live streams. I'm one of the ones that actually helped her go live, set up her OBS and things like that because she was having issues doing it through YouTube. So setting her up and getting her used to doing OBS, and she's not really had any issues since.
Oh, that's fantastic. Again, Ken, thank you so much for your question. We've got one again from Dust Bunny. It says, what content creators did you watch in the beginning that got you interested in Farm Sim?
DJ Go Ham. Well, I mean, I got in with the art realistic gaming crew just by chance, finding a live stream of theirs, FS Minor, some of those guys. I mean, it's just those are the ones I first started seeing, and it wasn't really the traditional farm sim that got me into it. It was the mining side when I first started seeing what they were doing with Farming Simulator 22. I was like, oh, cool. I didn't know that you could do that with Farming Simulator. And then it got me into seeing more and more of other people doing Farm Sim. So
Awesome. Again, Dust Bunny, thank you so much for your question. We got another one here from Samuel Wilkinson Jr. Samuel asks, do you play on PlayStation 5 or the Xbox or PC?
I do PC majority of the time. I do have an Xbox, no PlayStation, but my Xbox is mainly just me sitting playing. We kind of play together from Xbox to PC, but a lot of times we just sit on the Xbox.
I gotcha.
Play together on that way, but most of all is PC.
Excellent. And another one from Samuel says, do you watch the NFL or the NCAA? And if so, which is your teams?
NFL, not really. NCAA, if it's basketball, always UK. I always watch them. I always watch my Cinderella team from day one is Gonzaga. I always watch them. I'll never not root for them. But other than that, I really don't follow as much until it comes tournament time.
Gotcha. Got one more here from Dust Bunny. Says is actually a statement. Goes or no? Sorry. Next one is from Cynthia. Cynthia asks, "What is your favorite part of playing video games with your daughter?"
That is actually my daughter. That's funny. She's in there doing it. I just enjoy the playtime with her. She uses my wife's account, so just hanging out with her. Honestly, I enjoy the time I have with her.
That's fantastic. Excellent.
Uh,
Excellent.
Playing with her. I mean, it's just something that we. It's our time as a father daughter.
No, that's absolutely fantastic. One thing that I hope to be able to do with my kids when they get a little bit older is to do something similar, is to be able to spend some time with something that I'm passionate about, and hopefully get them into have some passion about as well. So I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah.
But that is the last question we have for this segment. So let's go ahead and move on to our second segment called Meat and Potatoes, emphasis on potatoes. This is where we're going to get to know you more for your creation side of the space rather than the more personal side. So first things first, let me ask, what's the story behind your name?
That is the coolest thing ever. On the fishing side, I've got a couple friends of mine, which is my buddy Aaron and his wife Lisa. His is catfish regulators. So when we've talked, we've been friends forever, and I guess I had made a comment about Lisa, his wife, and she said, "You're dead to me," and so she started calling me Ghost Boy. So in live stream, she's like, well, I'd talk and I say hi to her, and she's like, "Oh, there's." She goes, "I'm not talking to you. You're dead to me. You're Ghost Boy." So that just it stuck. So when I started my gaming channel, that's pretty much where it came from, is Ghost Boy. So I was just dead to her. So I'm still dead to her to this day.
That's funny. So for anybody who follows the channel pretty regularly knows that I don't have a really good history with ghosts. Uh, as a matter of fact, two of them haunt my channel to this day, and it sounds like the legion is starting to grow. So so yeah, no, that's a
Number
cool
three, number three now.
number three signing up, I guess. So,
Yep, yep.
do you only produce farm sim content, or do you produce content from the other games that you play as well?
I do the other games too. I do the hunting game. I do the fishing side. I put out some of the American Truck Simulator stuff. So yeah, I do all of it. I don't just do farming side. I try to give a base range for everybody from the games I always like, and the Minecraft side too.
So do you have like a schedule that you try to adhere to when you're doing the content? So no, just whatever you feel like at that time.
No, it's just whatever I feel like that week or whatever day I feel like doing. Yeah. That way I don't get burnt out on just one thing. If I constantly, and I've seen that a lot with a lot of people, if you're constantly doing the same thing over and over and over and over, you're eventually going to burn yourself out, and you will. And I've got to the point where I'm like, I don't want to do the same game over and over and over because I know I'm going to burn myself out so quick, and then what's the point of doing it anymore? So I try to mix them up, and I know that's going to be hard for YouTube, for the algorithm, for them to push out my content. But I'm not that to that point. Like, oh, I've got to push out the content like crazy to be able to up my subscribers and up my watch hours and all that stuff. I'm not worried about that. So I'm not worried about the algorithm. If I get the views, I get the views. If I don't, I don't. So, but I want to put out content that everybody's going to enjoy, no matter what kind of games you like watching. I found out a lot of people like my fishing games. A lot of people like my hunting games. That also like my farming. So I mean, I could bring in a lot of these same people. Now, I go to the wrestling side, that's a different story. I'll only pick up the people that actually enjoy the wrestling side. A lot of people just don't like it. They don't. But I'll pick up a lot of people that just like the wrestling side of it, the gaming part. So
So, when did you start playing Farming Simulator?
I started playing on 19. So when 422 came out, well, I think it was kind of around about the same time. So 19 was already out. I think 22 was just coming out. So I started playing 19, but really wasn't live streaming it. Was just playing with a bunch of buddies. So real and virtual outdoors, playing with him and um, a couple of the guys that's all the guys from our fishing side. So we also gaming. Kind of got in with them playing multiplayer on 19, and then it went over into 22, and then that's when I got into 22 is when I started meeting up with um, Realistic Gaming Crew and all them. So then it went into doing live streams with them, and then it got into doing the farm sim, actually doing farm simming, doing farming. So
I gotcha. And what's one thing that you never expected when you started your channel? And some examples that I give are, the sense of community, any unexpected backlash, things along those lines. What's something that you never expected when you started your channel?
not really any bash. Now the community sense of people that was good. Getting a lot of the push from a lot of the creators um, for the and meeting a lot of people because it's like, oh hey, go watch this person, or this person would come in and they would recommend this person. So that's how I met a lot of people is recommendations from certain people. It's like, oh, go watch this person, go watch this person, go watch, well, like Nacho Cast, go watch Zine, go watch um, um, 3Js, go watch Gaming with JJ, go watch. I mean, it's like a lot of people, like with you. I mean, I wouldn't have had no clue who you were until um, like Dust Bunny and a few others had just like, hey, um, oh, watch Big Daddy and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, cool. So it's like I keep on meeting people through other people. So it's just like a sense of community. It's like, hey, go support this person you might like. So here's their link. Go check them out. So and then it started just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. People I started, and then that's got into what we talked about earlier about me doing the multiplayer with a lot of people. I started getting up with a lot of people playing multi-people. With this, they would have a multiplayer night or whatever, and I go, okay. They ask me if I want to join them. I'll join them.
I gotcha. And then, would you consider Farm Sim to be your favorite game, or do you consider something else?
Um, I really don't have a number one favorite. I honestly have to say, I mean, I love Farming Simulator, I really do, but I think they're all equal to me. The hunting, the farming, um, because there's just they're all fun. They all have their own aspects of what I enjoy. Um, Now, is there stuff that I don't like about each one of them? Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of people's going to say, well, I don't like this part of it because they need to work on it. Well, I mean, we all know Farm Simulator 25 still got a lot of bugs to work out. It's not going to be perfect for a long time. So it frustrates me. Well, so does the hunting game. So does the fishing game. So does, I mean, every other game you play. None of the games are going to be perfect. So, and that's what I'll enjoy is I'll play it and I just play it because it's a game. I don't get into like, oh, I hate this game because it does this. I hate this because it does this. No, it's part of the game. Like they're not going to be perfect. They're games.
So it sounds like to me you take the kind of mentality of adapt and overcome. kind of thing. When you come across some kind of
Yeah,
issue or something
pretty
like
much.
that, just,
Yeah,
you know what, it's a part of the game. It is what it
yeah,
is. Just let's go.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't sit there and moan and gripe about it. It's like, oh, I wish they'd do this. I wish they wouldn't do this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have on certain things that are like so ignorant. I mean, if it's absolutely just right smack you in the face, it's like I can't believe they let this go through and now it's on Mod Hub or why did this person do that? I mean, yeah, I gripe and complain like, but at the end of the day, I can't change it. So if I don't like it, I just don't do it. I don't play it. If I don't like a map, if I get on and I don't like it, I just don't play it. I don't go out and bash the map. I don't bash the person that made it. I just don't play it. I just won't talk about it anymore. Go on.
So one thing that I find very common amongst the community is having some sort of real life connection to the farming simulator game itself. So what I mean by that is using your examples there. You mentioned that you play WWE. You have a passion for WWE. You pretty much lived with it your whole life. So
Mm-hmm.
getting into a game of it kind of is natural to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like somebody like myself, I grew up out in the country. Farming was a very regular thing, kind of thing. So getting into farm sim was kind of a natural fit. Do you have kind of that kind of origin story to where it's a kind of natural transition, or is this just something that you just kind of picked up and just started playing?
Never, never lived on a farm, but all my family around me were parts of farms. I've had great uncles, great aunts that were farmers that they had cattle, that gardened. My dad was a sharecropper growing up, so they moved from farm to farm to farm. So I mean things like that. I mean, and my wife's family um, have little small farms. They used to raise sheep. Um, they had up to this last one of the last batches they had was like 86 something head of sheep. Um, so I mean they I mean it's always been a aspect around me, but not something that I lived and done myself. But I've been around it growing up.
Okay. And what about Farm Sim kind of drew you into it? So it doesn't sound like you kind of have that kind of deep connection with the farm life or anything like that. So what kind of, what is it about the game that
Mhm.
kind of drove you to it?
I guess the that I can actually farm, I guess, and not have to get out and have to worry about doing it in real life. I was able to enjoy what I like about the farming, but in a virtual setting. So I can go in and I can build my farm the way I want, set the way I want. I want to go modern. I want to go old school. If I want to use big equipment, I can do all that and not have to worry about the real life aspects of it. I guess.
Okay. And how much of your day consists of being able to create content?
Um, about 2 days a week. About maybe 6 to 8 hours, maybe. That's about it.
Okay. And we kind of spoke earlier about what your favorite map was. Do you have a least favorite map?
Um, let's put it this way. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to put anybody down.
I
I mean,
gotcha.
I
That's
do have one. I literally do, but it's just I don't want to put the modder down. I mean, hey, you did what you did. You made a map, but it's just one of those that I will never play on. I mean, I just I don't care for the map. But to each his own. A lot of people love the map. I mean, but it the map just when it first came out, it ruined it for me. It really did, and It's one of those that's like, oh, you pushed it out too soon. I can't believe it got through. It had so many issues. I can't believe it got let go. And I'm like, and it ruined it for me. It's like, so I just don't play it. No, I won't.
You know what? That's completely fair. It's one of those where no need to cast shade if you don't have to, kind of thing. So I can respect that. So if you could,
yeah, I've always felt that way. Don't put a modder down for it. Don't ever put a modder down or badmouth somebody about it. I mean, it's wrong. I mean, if you don't like it. Just don't talk about it.
I can respect that. Absolutely can respect that. So you said that you started playing in FS19 through 22 and now on to 25.
Mm-hmm.
If you could pick one map from any year that you've played, what map would it be to bring to FS25?
Oh, well, we do already have it in FS25, but it's not a mod hub. It's a third party, Backcountry. Backcountry is in FS25. So that was one that came from 22. 19 would be, which is in 20, it's 25 in a third party, but it's Pleasant Valley. They did a PV Rivers remaster, but I love the Pleasant Valley in 19 with the mining part of it aspect. You had all the big farms, and then you had up in the mountains, you had the I guess you would say caves of mining. So you had the bigger fields. You had you could do coffee beans, things like that. I wish that map exactly itself would be in 25, because I enjoyed that map really well. I played it for many months as a multiplayer map. I would like to play it as a single player, but on 25.
Gotcha. And then of the maps that have been announced up until this point, is there any map out there that you're kind of looking forward to for its release?
That's been released right now. One I'm loving right now is gosh, what map is it called? Trying to think of the name of it now. Dust Bunny might know what it's called. It's one that I want to do a old school series on. Gosh, I can't even think of the name right now. Find it real quick. I had to look at it. I gotta find it real quick because I'm not going to remember it. I will not. Let me pull up my mod assist. I'll know it in a second. I'll know it in a second as soon as I pull up mod assist.
One of those that if you don't find it, then it's just going to kind of sit there and gnaw at the back of your head.
Yes. New Hope.
Oh, okay.
New Hope.
Yeah, that was by David. Oh goodness, I forget the modder's name. David something. But
yeah,
it was a nice map.
Yeah, I like it. It's a really good map. It's got that old school style, but it also has the aspect of no man's land.
Yep.
So that's what I like. I like that no man's style. Is you have no fields, you have nothing, so you have to create it, but it's not completely like forest wise where you have to wipe out the forest to get to it, like New Frontier is. New Frontier, I love the map, but I like being able to be like a no man's land where I can go in, I can go ahead and build my old school style and put up what I need, use the old smaller vehicle, smaller tractors, smaller equipment, and just start like that and just farm like you what in real life would be. I mean, you wouldn't have a harvester that holds 2 million liters. I mean, because that's unrealistic. I mean, yeah, if we had a map that was huge, you had 100-acre field, then yeah, I mean, I can understand having something with a sort of an unrealistic um, capacity because you're trying to make content. But old school wise, I think you can make content with old school wise too. Absolutely, you can. But you don't need a 100-acre field. You can have a 5-acre field and one that a planter that's got a 3.5 meter wide planter with a 5-acre field and do just same as you do with a 12 or a 20 something meter wide planter on a 100-acre field.
I gotcha. And then back when FS25 was being announced and we started getting that slow drip of information regarding all the features, the things to look out for, all that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
we were getting things like, the God rays, the fog, the water droplets, the rain textures, the ground deformation, all these different kind of nuggets of information as it was starting to, get released and coming to, everybody out here in the community. What was that one feature that you were really excited for when you heard it?
Oh, a lot of it was the ground deformation. I thought that was going to be the neatest thing ever is to be able to actually drive across land, especially the dirt and mud, and it leave tracks. I was like, now that's realistic. That if you're going to do something and make it more realistic, is that ground deformation is the best. Um, so when it announced, I was like, oh, cool. That's going to be a game changer because then it's going to be more realistic. Then it's going to make it look a lot better, and you can. And I mean, and there's all kinds of other stuff, but yeah, that was one of the coolest things. I was like, oh yeah, I like that. That piques my interest.
And what's that one feature that when it was announced, it sounded really cool at the time, but then once you actually got your hands on the game, that you kind of soured on?
Hmm. And we had it in 22 precision farming. I just don't like it. I won't play with precision farming.
Is
I
there
mean,
something
a
in
lot of people
particular?
will, but no. I just I'd rather not have it. I mean,
Okay.
nothing against it. I mean, I it's great for a lot of people. A lot of content. I mean, it helps with the um, what is it called? The um, yield of the fields makes them better, have a better yield and stuff. But to me, I still like the older school stuff. I like being able to have to go out there and just work and not have a test that tells you, oh, you got to do this, you got to spread this certain one, you got to spread this certain one. I'd rather just fertilize, lime it, roll it, whatever I need to do, and get the best yield I can. If I don't get it, I don't get the best yield. I don't get the best yield. But I mean, I want to do it the way it's supposed to be done. I mean, yeah, precision farming is in real life. It really is. You can have your fields tested, but to me, I'd rather just do the old school and not worry about it.
And no, and that makes perfect sense. So what's one thing that's not in Farming Simulator that you really wish was?
Um, it's not in simulator. Hmm. I would like for them to take the virtual side and put it into what we play now, like being able to take the tractor tires off, be able to work on stuff like that. I think this simulator side can hold it, and I've voiced my opinion about it. I think they should have, and I love Giant Sith, but I think they should have took the virtual side and put that in the game instead of trying to do it separately. With the especially when it comes to having to replace the tires and stuff like that, I think that would have been a game changer in a heartbeat for our side. And absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Now, you mentioned that you are a part of like a realistic crew. Now, how realistic are we talking? Like, are you
Yes.
playing like solely in first person and doing everything like from that perspective, or how realistic are we talking?
No, they are the real estate gaming crew is they are um, their trucks and their tractors are basically based on real life, like the weight, the capacities. Um, like if you have a D10 Dozer or a Cat dump truck, a rock truck, the capacity on it is basically like real life. Um, so even if we up the capacity, say we go from 40,000 liters to 100,000 liters, uh, so the bucket on our tractor will be the equal. So if it takes at 40,000, it takes 4 buckets to fill up that rock truck. At 40,000, it'll be 40,000. It'll be the same as for if we up it. To try to keep it, even if we up the capacity, it's still everything is still based on a realistic size. Or you can tell once you put that weight on, it sinks the tires down. You can see it way down, like it would be in realistic. So like everything is based on like a real life. The wash plants that we use, um, things that in real life, like you don't just get your wash plant and you put it down on the ground. You can just buy it out of the construction thing. You buy it at the store. You have to load it up in real life the right way on a flatbed trailer, a big hauler, and you got to haul it to your place. You have to set it up piece by piece or whatever and connect them. And you have to run water, run diesel. Everything has to be all set up. So it's we've done it. And if you watch the show Gold Rush, we try to base it more like on real life. Everything is realistic when it comes to that.
Okay, okay, that makes sense.
When it comes to that part, because they're more of the mining side, farm stand, the realistic gaming crew. Um, so they tried to bring the mining side to that because yeah, there's other mining games out there, but you can only do so much with those. But with the mining map, with my favorite mod out there, actually, honestly, for the mining side is the Terraform. So Terraform is awesome. I love it. You can do all kinds of stuff with Terraform now, with 22 and now with 25, and so that helped. Is you can be like realistic. You dig down to the pay dirt, and you run pay dirt just like in real life, and you can only go so down until it hits water, and then when it's water, you're done. So you move over like in real life. You move and find another spot. So you just open that ground up.
Okay, that's sounds pretty cool. It's one of those I have to check that out myself. So, what style of map do you prefer to play on? Do you prefer to play on more of like a wide open kind of American style, or kind of a tight, compact, like UK style?
Well, we've got so much. I mean, I enjoy like we got Rancho Fundo. I enjoy that map. It's
Good
more of
map.
a smaller style map. I like New Hope. I like the No Man's style land. Um, I like maps like Oak City. Maps like Riverbend. I mean, there's all kinds of maps that I enjoy. It just depends on my preference at the time, what I want to do. If I want to do smaller map, then I'll go. If I do a smaller map, I'm going to go old school. If I'm going to go bigger map like Oak City, where it's more bigger fields, bigger map, I want to go a little bit more bigger equipment. So I'm base my equipment on the size of map I'm going to play at the time.
Okay. And then it sounds like based on what you're saying here, you likely wouldn't be able to get much opportunity to do like the contract system. Do you tend to avoid it, or do you actually utilize the contract system?
I try to ignore them as much as I can. Now, if I'm in a multiplayer or whatever, and maybe we're waiting on, like, they've got stuff to do and I've got all my fields ready to go, but I'm waiting on their stuff to do on their fields. Yeah, then I'll go and pick contracts or do whatever I need to do to make money while I'm waiting on them. So I mean, that's basically where I try to go into doing contracts. But other than that, I try to steer away from doing contracts because I concentrate more on my fields.
And what would you consider to be your favorite job and least favorite job from the contracting system?
Don't like doing any of the deadwood, the that kind of stuff. I mean, it's easy, but it's just I just don't want to do them. I don't care for they don't pay enough to make to even be worth doing them. The best ones I like to do is I love doing any of the regular grain harvesting, because those are easy. Those are the easiest jobs ever, but they make good money. I won't rarely ever touch root crops when it comes to contracts because they give you the worst vehicles and worst vehicles to use. So I don't even touch them.
So, as a creator, what kind of advice would you give to somebody who's looking to start in this field?
Um, figure out what you want to do. What kind of map you want to work with. What kind of, because like I want to say, don't overwhelm yourself with something too big to start out with. Start yourself out with something smaller. Work your way up. Riverbend Springs, perfect map to start out with, honestly. And if you're just getting into it, start out with a starting farm to get your feet wet. That way you kind of get used to the game. Then you can work your way up of doing that map without the starting farm. Because I mean, I liked Riverbend when I started the starting farm and working the smaller fields there, and then working my way up, growing bigger and bigger. But I also went back and started that map with owning that top right hand field up there. Those three big fields up in the top corner by the bio plant. With that farm up there, with that house and stuff that up there at the top. Then I was like, oh, I'll start up here. Then the next time I'll start with that one. I've also started with that map with the one on the right that has the all the way down there in the middle, close to the train tracks. It's got a little farm with the greenhouses and stuff on it. I started that one. Over in the center on the right side, I started with that one and started with that one. That was a good one to start with. So it's like just start with the starting farm, and then if you like that map, then start it again and work and just pick other Spartans and work it. But just do it as a farm manager side, like so that way you can pick where you want to be. Once you learn the map and stuff, it's like, oh, okay, well I'm gonna try it differently over here or try something different. Don't go straight into doing animals. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to do all cows. I'm going to do all pigs, or I'm going to do all animals at all types of animals. To me, don't do that yet. Don't start out doing that yet. Work your way up to that because that's a lot of work to start out doing straight animals. Because then you got to have all this land. Because you got to have all this feed and all that stuff. You got to have fermenting silos. You got to have all this stuff. Work your way up to that part. Start storing your stuff for that later.
No, absolutely. And that's really good
I guess that'd
advice.
be my advice. Is just start at any map. Start out with that. Start out with the starting farm. Always any map. If you're just getting into it, any map you pick, just start out with the starting farm and go from there.
100%. No, that's fantastic. So, what would you say is your most memorable moment of your content creation career so far?
Just the people getting to know. I mean, all these people from over in England, people from Canada. I mean, just being able to connect with them, and they all and enjoying farming together. Because I mean, I've farmed with a lot of people in different countries together now. Meeting, just meeting all kinds of people. Old Gamers Lane and Wayne, Nacho Cast, um, Why Not Gaming, Prehistoric Farmer. I mean, me and him's been playing for a year together. Now multiplayers. Um, 3Js, Juan and Jess, great people. Zine. I mean, everybody. It's been great to be able to connect with all these people and talk to them and getting advice from them. And because they've been doing it a little longer than I have, and been doing other things, so just like hanging out with them.
Excellent, excellent. And the last question I have for this segment is, if you had the ability to make a map of real life, so you had all the prerequisite knowledge of how to, run the XMLs and to create everything in the Giants editor, all that stuff, where would you base your map off of and why?
I would base it off my hometown, which would be here in Kentucky. We've got a lot of farmland here. That's beautiful farmland, rolling hills, and a lot of the fields here. I know some of these places have these farms have 500 acres or more of
Mm-hmm.
just fields, all kinds of fields. We've got cow farms, we've got pig farms, we got all kinds of stuff. I drive by them all the time. I've got one farm that I see all the time that twice a week that I see that he buys and he buys or he don't buy he transports cows all the time. So he goes and picks up the cows for a buyer, puts them on his farm, and he feeds them until they're ready to be shipped off. So it's like he's the middle person of it. So he's got probably 200 acres of just little clumps of cow fields that are fenced in, and he's probably any time of the week he's probably got anywhere from 500 or more head of cattle sitting there. But he's
Oh,
got
wow.
farmland all around him that he got crops and all kinds of stuff. I mean, we have all kinds of crops around here. I mean, we've got all the way from sunflower, corn. I mean, tobacco. I mean, it's a range of everything. Soybeans. So it's a interesting place that's we're surrounded by all that.
Yeah, and me personally, I've been in and through Kentucky many times because when I moved down here to Florida, I would always drive up to Michigan, where I'm originally from. So I'd be going through
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky all the time. I used to go to Kentucky because we had offices there in, I think it was the Danville area. So I would travel in there
Yep.
all the time and, go.
Which is only about 45 north, which is only about 45 minutes north of me.
Small,
So
small
yeah,
world.
it's been very close. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a gorgeous state. Absolutely gorgeous. If you never been there, I mean, go check it out because like you mentioned, the rolling hills. I mean, go there by
Mhm.
oh goodness, my mind's breaking. They got Man of War Boulevard that goes all the way around the ring road. Uh,
Lexington,
Lexington, thank you.
Lexington.
Wow,
Yep.
took me a
Yeah,
second to.
Lexington's good. Louisville's good. Frankfurt's good. Where I live is Lake Cumberland. It's the largest lake here. So it's like, I mean, come down, enjoy the lake. I mean, it's one of the biggest things is it's a tourist attraction. It really is.
And some of the nicest people I've ever come across as well. Like I've always had great experiences up
Mhm.
there in Kentucky and absolutely loved it. As a matter of fact, it was one of the states I considered moving to when I was in the midst of buying my house. It was like, if we're gonna move out of state, there's a few states I'm gonna be looking at, and Kentucky was one of them. But yeah, definitely go check it out. But like I said, that is the last question I have for this segment. So once again, we're going to go looking at the chat and seeing what everybody's questions are at the moment. So let's see. I think I left off with Cynthia. Cynthia asked, favorite video game from when you were little?
Oh, favorite video game from when I was little. Oh my gosh. Frogger from the
Oh,
Atari days.
great game. Yeah, 100%.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, if it's from the original games I used to play when I was a little kid, Frogger would be the best. NES would have to be Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. That would be the best from the NES. Sonic from Sega.
You're just nailing the classics right now.
Let's see. PlayStation 1 would have to be 007. Yeah, 007 from PlayStation, the very first PlayStation. Oh gosh. Xbox when it first came out. Oh my gosh. I don't know what it'd be from Xbox. I don't remember what it'd be. It'd be Xbox 360. So oh yes, MXT versus AT.
ATV, yeah.
MX versus ATV from the Xbox 360. Yeah, that was a cool game. I enjoyed playing that one from the 360 era.
Let's see. Cynthia, thank you again for your question. We got another one here from Samuel. It says, well, I'm going to paraphrase. How did you come up with your logo?
Actually, a buddy of mine actually came up with my logo. After he found out my name, he sent me a bunch of pictures of my logo. So he's one of our from the fishing side, gaming side, Stan. Sent me those. So
Excellent, excellent. And then Cynthia with another question says, Jey Uso or Roman Reigns?
Jey Uso. that's his little move, the yeet. So yeah, Jey Uso. Yeah. Thank you, my daughter.
And to piggyback off of that, because I think it's supposed to be as part of that same question is, and why?
And why? Oh gosh. He's just he's just over. That's the thing. He's one of those characters, one of those people that's just he's got that hype, he's over and everything. So it's like you kind of have to follow him.
Gotcha. And we got one more here from Ken Adlam. Ken asks, what was the first game you ever streamed live or recorded?
First game that ever streamed live. Oh, Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty on my gaming side was the very first live stream I did. So.
Okay. So with the Call of Duty, was it just like going on online and streaming from that, or did you just do like the campaign?
Is a solo resurgence. So it was just by myself, like against all other online people. Okay. So trying to survive.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, that appears to be the last question that I have from the audience. I want to thank everybody for sending in your questions. I greatly appreciate it. Ken, thank you for yours as well. And yeah, thanks everyone for participating here tonight. So now we're going to go into our third and final segment that is called That's a Silage Wrap. This is where we're going to start closing things out. So first off, I want to thank you, Ghostboy, for coming on to the show tonight and hanging out with us and doing this interview. I had an absolute blast with you here tonight. So Do you have
Absolutely, absolutely.
any?
It was an honor to be on here.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said it was an honor to be on here. Definitely.
Oh, no problem whatsoever. To just kind of let everybody know, there seems to be kind of a delay between our calls, so that's why we're sometimes talking past each other. So just wanted to let everybody know that. So, do you have any future plans or projects?
Um, I know we've been wanting to do a little bit of multiplayer with a few other people that I've not got to. So there is some of that stuff getting ready to be in the works. I know me and the herd are supposed to be getting together, do a role play here next month, sometime middle of next month. So that'll be a cool thing to be looking out for. We've been talking for the last month or so about that, so that's coming up next month sometime. I know me and Dust Bunny and whoever else wants to join us, I guess, we're wanting to do an old school multiplayer. So old school equipment. And that's kind of like the reason why I kind of picked the New Hope map, because that was going to be one of the maps that we're going to do it on and do old school. But other than that, on the gaming side, I just enjoy what I do. Just playing with whoever's got a multiplayer set up, kind of just joining them and having fun with them.
Excellent, excellent. And can you remind us where people can find you?
Yep. So Ghost Tech Gaming on YouTube, the Bullock Experience on YouTube, and my Discord, which is in both. You can find them both in my about pages and most of my descriptions of my videos.
Again, I want to thank you so very much for coming out here tonight and hanging out with us and doing this interview. Had an absolute blast with you. And this is the point of the show
Yep.
where I turn to the audience and let you know that if you have a favorite creator out there that you would like to see participate in this show, go ahead and reach out to me via any of my social medias, my Discord, whatever the case may be, and let me know who that person would be. Unfortunately, I can't know everybody who's out there, so it's one of those where if I can get the power of the audience to help me, know these people and to kind of, have means of being able to track them down, well, then that'll just help out being able to secure them for any future slots. So again, I want to thank everybody who came out here tonight and watched us in this interview. Again, had an absolute blast, and I hope you all did too. If you did, please show us by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing to show us you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care. Ghostboy, hang on 1 second till after the outro, and I will catch you on the other side. All right, take care, everyone.
This is Farm Sim Talk with BDD. Let's roll. Out here in the country, where the roads run wide, there's a world behind the pixels that we're bringing to the light. From maps to mods to the rigs we drive, we're talking to the folks who keep this farm life alive. It's Farm Sim Talk with BDD. Come pull up a chair and ride along with me. Stories from the makers, the builders of the scene. Farm Sim Talk, where we live the farming dream. He's got questions rolling like a big John Deere, digging deep with modders so their voices we can hear. From giants of the code to the artists painting skies, he's shining up their stories like a brand Come pull